All right, we are live. Super excited to be here. I am Kasha Brown. I am the Director of Business Development for Box Brownie. And today we have Michael LaFido. LaFido. It's LaFido. I always
Hey,
mess that
I've
up.
been called worse. Don't worry about it.
Um, Let me just tell you guys a little bit about him. He's been in the business for over 20 years selling real estate. You've been featured on many, Crane's Chicago Business, highlighted on Forbes, Fox News. You've also wrote a couple books.
Yeah, I wrote
Yes?
a couple books, Luxury Listing Specialist, which is kind of the one that we're most known for, and a couple others, Outside the Box and Marketing Luxury.
Perfect. And throughout your career, you've basically learned the importance of high caliber marketing versus the traditional marketing, right?
Yeah,
And I'm sure you're going to explain a little bit more about that.
and Box Brownie knows the difference of traditional and outside the box, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you have also helped thousands of agents become luxury agents, giving them tips and tools and how to do that. And you've recently been invited to be in this invite only network club. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I'm in a couple of them, but most recently, uh, Hoot Residence. It's one agent per market, and they basically have a viewership, a readership of high net worth individuals, and they partner with one top luxury agent per market. I'm based in the Chicagoland market, and and then I also belong to some other type groups where it's basically Shark Tank, right? Where it's a think tank, mastermind, best practices, what's working, what's not working with other top agents.
That's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We've also, you have a ton of luxury listings. I follow you on Facebook, and you're always highlighting different things. But I mean, do you have any luxury listing you want to share with us today that
You
you
know,
got?
we have some really cool properties. So luxury, one of the things that we teach in our course is luxury is all relative to your given market, right? So,
Mm.
for me, I might talk about a home and a price point that's luxury here in Chicago, but somebody in Beverly Hills or Silicon Valley, they might chuckle and say, "Wow, that's entry level here." But
Yep.
maybe somebody in Canada or in Australia or other parts of the world, they might say, "Wow, we don't have anything that priced that high." So it's really all relative. You don't have to be in the Hamptons or be in Beverly Hills or a major city to have luxury. So, we represent some really cool properties. I'm very fortunate to to be part of some really cool properties, as I mentioned. And each property is different and unique in its own way.
Perfect. And where can they see some of your luxury listings?
Yeah.
Is there
So
a specific website?
yeah, Lux, LUXE, Chicagolandhomes.com. So Lux, Chicagolandhomes.com, LUXE, Chicagoland Homes, HOMES.com. You can see our featured properties. I have a blog there where I'm, doing educational tips for buyers and sellers in that Chicagoland market. But you can take a look at some of the videos we produce. We produce some amazing cinema type videos where bring in actors and we showcase cars and the best features of a home. And we have one video out there that's got 225,000 views. So those are a lot of things that we teach as well in our trainings. I have an upcoming training, as you know, in Napa Valley on 2 weeks from, actually 2 weeks from yesterday. I'm really looking forward
Yeah.
to that. And so those are, again, I'm not one of these trainers that hasn't been in the trenches recently. I'm in the trenches. I understand the complexities that agents are going through in this economy, shortage
Mhm.
of inventory, and how do you position your properties different than the competition. And of course, tools and resources like Box Brownie are a great way to do that. And so, yeah, so we're really looking forward to it. One of the things that we've created, I think it's oh yeah. So one of the things that I recommend is having great print collateral as well. So this is an example of basically a series of before and after properties that we position differently than the competition through staging. Through, hey, we decided to highlight certain features of a home that maybe the other agents didn't. And of course, Box Brownie is a great resource for that. So I mean, we've had properties in here where we've just literally digitally staged because of services like you guys offer, and it's really important to be able to articulate that. Most agents, they don't want to offend. So if I'm sitting there in your home and I'm like, well, that's cool artwork behind you, but man, you might offend somebody with that skeleton and you know, and that piece behind you. Like, how would I bring that up to you without offending you? And most agents aren't very good at that. So, you know, we teach agents what to say, how to say it, and build trust and rapport to differentiate yourself, but also not turn away the client.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes complete sense. I mean, it is hard to tell somebody that your stuff isn't attractive, and or it might not necessarily show the house in the best light, and your job as a realtor is to do that and to market the home in the best way that you can get top dollar and sell it for the quick, sell it fast. So
You're exactly right. And so how do you do that, right? So we have a module that we teach just that in itself, but those are some of the things that, you know, 80-20 rule. 80% of the agents out there don't have the tools or the confidence or the language or the confidence and knowledge to tackle that. I mean, a house that comes to mind, we sold a few years back. It was a record sale in a suburb called River Forest, Illinois, about 15 miles outside of Chicago. They literally had 100 plus animals in the house, not living. They were taxidermist type animals. You know, they were animals at one time, right? That were stuffed and either mounted, like the family room had over 30 mounted heads of various, you know, deer and whatever. They had a
mhm,
full polar bear that was stuffed. They had a lion. And so you're going to offend a lot of people. Well, the previous agent, it was listed when they interviewed me, and they interviewed me and another agent. And both of them said, oh, don't worry, they can see past that. And I'm like, hey, I'm not looking to take another listing. If you want it sold, I'm the guy, but here's what we have to do. And so boom, 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 you know. And then a couple of years back, I was selling a home and they had a lion and a water buffalo in the lower level, and he did not want to remove it. So guess what? Digital removal through Box Brownie. We rented
item
it,
removal.
right? And and we removed those. And then you know, when I had a showing, it was a $3.5 million home, so it was priced high. You know, we would tell the sellers, you know, excuse me, the buyers, hey, just giving you a heads up when we go downstairs, you know, they do have a taxidermist, two animals down there, you know, don't want to scare you, don't want to alarm you. So I would disclose, but I disclosed when they got to the home. That's half the battle, is getting them into the house.
Right. No, that makes sense. You have to disclose everything if you make any kind of changes, alterations to imagery, whatever it may be. I know a lot of people say, "Oh gosh, I saw this online. It looks gorgeous," and then they show up at the property and it doesn't look that way.
Yeah.
So you have to show the truth, like say
Yeah.
it's virtually staged on the imagery, and then maybe
Yes.
even like put like a pegboard of the actual virtually staged picture in the room to
Yeah.
help the buyers visualize that, right?
That's a great point. So yeah, many times we advocate for agents to put some type of easel board up where with the whether the home was furnished before and showing photos of what it looked like with the owner's furniture, or digitally staged that you have online, right? So that's really
Mhm.
important. You don't want to mislead. You don't want to crop out any wires, you know, telephone poles in the back, because that would be very misleading. But you do want, as an agent, to put the home in its best light. So if your photographer and your drone guy takes a bunch of photos and a couple of them show too much, just don't put those photos online if you think it's going to be detrimental to the sale. You're not misleading. You just decide. Our job as an agent, eh, as a marketer, is to accentuate the best features of a home and downplay the least favorable. So sometimes downplaying means don't show it. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's nothing in our MLS rule book that says you got to show photos of every room. So if there's some rooms that are dated or bad features, or the bathrooms are dated, you know, they can read online as 4 bedroom, 3.5 bath home. You don't have to show all 3.1 baths. You know, you might show none if they're going to hurt you. So
Yeah.
many agents are not very good at articulating that to the consumer or to their client.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. There's so many times where it's just like, I don't need to show the bathroom. That's fine. And statistics show that most buyers don't look past 15 photos, right? It's like 15 or 20 photos. It's just like after.
We're in the dating app industry. People are either going to swipe left or right on our properties, right? So, like my philosophy, and many agents, they have the philosophy, show home in sequential order. Front of the home, foyer, to the left, formal living room, to the right, whatever. I'm of a different philosophy. I'm a high energy guy. I'm more of a right brain guy than left brain. So I'm high D and I in the disc personality. So quick. So versus the left brain analytical, slower and methodical, more detail oriented. So I share that with you from the standpoint of there's no guarantee they're going to look at photos 12 through 16 if they didn't like 2 through 11. So
Right.
I'm a big believer, lead with the best, hide this medium stuff in the middle towards the end, and you don't have to put everything out there. I have sellers literally saying, hey, why didn't you put our kid's bedroom in there? Why didn't you? And I say, I don't say this directly, but I just say, hey, I know what today's buyers are looking for, and they're expecting at your price point that it has 4 or 5 bedrooms and it's listed on a multiple listing sheet. We don't need to show everything. I'm going to show the best, a short attention span, and I'm going to, every photo is going to be boom, it's going to be money.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now you have, I mean, you're explaining this so well. You have a LUXE designation that you give out to agents or you sell to agents. Can you talk to me a little bit,
Yeah.
our audience, about that?
Yeah, so I'm a big believer in raising the bar from the industry to protect the consumer, which helps us as an industry. So I'm going to just say, Kasha, you belong to a country club, and you play tennis with a gal that's a part-time agent, and you and your husband have a $3 million amazing home. Well, many times like, oh, I like her, I play tennis with her, I'm going to give her the listing. Well, I want that agent that doesn't sell and doesn't have a track record of selling homes to have the tools and the resources to be successful. So our designation has 0 previous luxury sales requirements. Much of the competition, you got to sell 2 in the top 5% or top 10% of your market in the last year. No, I want that agent that you're hiring to be successful versus, hey, she fails at selling your home, or she underprices it, or does a poor job of positioning it. That hurts you. That hurts her. That hurts our industry. That helps our competition. That's a flat fee company out there, or whatever. So I'm all about raising the bar, giving tools and resources to agents. And here's the reality: most global brokerages, they don't even have a designated luxury division with tools and resources and training so the agents could be successful. If they have a separate luxury division, it's usually just a different logo and a different sign, and that's about it. So we're filling those gaps for those team leaders, those agents or those brokers that are looking to differentiate themselves and to increase their average sale price. So our designation, getting back to that, as I mentioned, has 0 previously luxury sales requirement. It's all online, so you can literally on your smartphone go through all 16 modules, all 10.5 hours of training. You have unlimited access for a year. And now that people are more comfortable, we are doing some live in-person trainings. As I mentioned, we're doing an upcoming training in Napa at AXR Winery. I'm so excited. We're going to do a hands-on full-day training on Wednesday, May 26th, 9 to 4, and it's concluded with a wine tasting. And the next day is a bonus day, and we're going to tour a mansion or 2 and incorporate what we taught in kind of a hands-on approach. So really looking forward to that. People can just go to LuxuryDesignation.com, LuxuryDesignation.com. All the itinerary, the details. One of the things that they're going to get, well, a couple things they're going to get at that live training. They're going to get a copy of my book, of course. It's on Amazon for $30, but they're going to get a video brochure. It's a way to differentiate yourself when you're working with buyers and sellers. You literally can upload various videos. There's a message from me on this that basically says who I am and how the agent has our designation. But then I've also uploaded various lifestyle videos. So let's just say an agent hasn't put together one of these. They can literally say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's an example of a video. If you hire us, we'll put together something similar. And they can leverage stuff that we've built until they have their own portfolio. And we give the instructions how to upload the videos, how to charge them, on here. They get this, that we're going to do 60 days of quick start coaching, and we want to make sure agents are successful. There's nothing worse than going to a conference. You're all jacked up, you're fired up, you get on a plane or you drive home, and then life happens, right? You don't implement anything. We want these agents to be successful. It's not a cheap investment, but for those agents that are dedicated to increasing their average sale price in 2021 and beyond, this is I think the training for you.
I'm super excited. I'm actually going to be there with
I
you.
know, I'm
So
excited.
I'm like, it's for me, it's only an hour away. And I mean, having Napa so close, but I've never been to AXR winery. So I'm super excited to be there, speak to, and help share the knowledge of what Box Brownie can do to your guys' business, to the agents that go. You have a special promo code.
We do. We have a special promo code for $200 off. B as in big, and G as another name for money. Like my daughter's name is Gianna. I call her G Money. So BG for $200 off. So normally $997. It's only $797 if they use the promo code BG. It'll be $797. They'll get emailed a receipt and a list of 3 hotels we recommend in the area. A lot of people are flying in or coming down the night before on Tuesday the 25th. We are taking shuttles to the winery. It's going to be a great, so breakfast is included, lunch is included, wine tastings included. We'll conclude around 5:30 so people can do dinner on their own in the Napa area. And then the optional day 2 is a bonus training, and we'll get more details. That's going to be offsite at a mansion or 2. So
that is super awesome. I'm excited. I'm going to actually add that promo code. BG is the promo code, $200 off. Make sure you go to LuxuryDesignation.com to register for this event. This event is only in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks away, you guys. And I know
there's plenty of time. I know a lot of real estate agents don't even know what they're doing on Monday. So just this week, like literally Tuesday of this week, I booked a flight for tomorrow, Friday. I'm going out to Scottsdale to mastermind with some folks, taking a red eye back. I mean, I booked a flight in less than 3 days. We have plenty of time. If you're thinking about going, you can fly into San Francisco, Sacramento. It's you can type in airports near Napa and then either rent a car or Uber. And the other thing that I'm including, and I love this might sound cheesy to some people, but these are my objection handling playing cards. There's 52 cards in a pack of cards, as you probably know. And there's 16 face cards. Those 16 face cards, we have the most common objections that agents and team leaders and brokers get when it comes around to luxury and breaking into luxury, or, hey, how many luxury homes have you sold in my market? Or, hey, why should I hire you? Versus whatever it might be. We're giving hints and tips on how to overcome those. Those are great for people sitting around. They're on a plane. They're in the morning having their coffee, just top of mind awareness. Because I teach agents, when you grow your knowledge, your confidence will grow. And if you're more confident, you'll step out of your comfort zone more. If you're more confident, you might do some of that prospecting and lead generation in those zip codes that you've never sold before, but they have more maybe high-end and luxury homes.
Michael, you have a plethora of knowledge. This is great. You guys, I live in the Bay Area. So yeah, you can fly into Sacramento, you can fly into San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Those are all within an hour and a half, 2 hours or less away from Napa. And who doesn't want to go to Napa? Just go to Southwest, whatever airlines you get points with, whatever that credit card that you have, to get those extra points. You definitely want to take advantage of this absolutely great event.
Like when people invest in themselves and they attend my trainings, and we do entry level luxury 101 type training. So for example, California Association of Realtors, they contracted me last year. We created a course called Breaking into Luxury for their members. So California Association of Realtors, we did that. But we have introductory Breaking into Luxury classes approved for continuing education in Florida. We just got approved. We've been approved in Georgia and in Texas. And I share that with you because if somebody attends my $37 entry-level class, or in this case, they're investing hundreds of dollars to attend a live training, or they go to our on-demand self-paced virtual designation training class, and they can go to luxurylistingspecialist.com for that. You're going to get my all. I promise you, we're going to, I call it under promise and over deliver. You're going to get tools and resources and nuggets. The key is they got to implement, right? So Kasha, everybody in life is looking for this button here, the easy button, right? There's no,
That was easy.
there's no easy button. It does take work, but I'm going to give you the tools, the roadmap, the blueprint, the foundation to be successful. Many agents struggle here. Okay, so we're going to help you in between the ears to differentiate yourself. I mean, I get agents tell me all the time, well, Mike, there's already 23 top luxury agents in my market. My answer is, so there's room for 24. If they told me there's 139, I said, so there's room for 140th. Check the excuses at the door. If you are coming with an open mind and you're hungry, I can't help somebody that's content. Okay, but if they want to get better and they're hungry and they're looking for the principle of slight edge, if they can walk away with one nugget that they implement, that they can articulate and differentiate themselves from the competition, it's going to be worth their investment 100 times over.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, that's awesome stuff. I just, you have to, if you want to grow your business and get into the luxury event and luxury market, you definitely need to register for this event. Michael, it's so great seeing you. Thank you for spending a couple minutes with me here, being able to share what luxury designation and what you do and how they can become a Luxe agent. And utilizing Box Brownie's tools to help do that and set yourself apart. So I'm excited to see you in a couple weeks. And if anybody has any questions or they want to reach out to you directly, how do they reach you?
Yeah, thank you. They can shoot me an email, Michael, Michael, at marketingluxurygroup.com, which is our company, Michael at marketingluxurygroup.com. And I want to thank you and Brad and Peter and Mel and everybody at Box Brownie. You guys are doing some great things for the industry across the world. And, I miss seeing everybody in these live events, but I know we're going to start doing and seeing more people as people are more comfortable. Peter's like, hey, I would be happy to come to Napa, but they won't let me back in Australia if I leave.
Know.
So different countries, different states are more laid back than others. And, listen, we're going to get through this. The one thing I'll let everybody know, turn the stinking news off. CNN, Fox, ABC, doesn't matter. All of them stand for the same thing, constant negative news. Lisa Hayes said it better than I can. She said, be careful how you talk to yourself, because guess what? You are listening. There's so much garbage out there. People say garbage in, garbage out. No, garbage in, garbage stays. So what are you surrounding yourself with? What are you reading? What are you listening to? Okay. If you think 2021 is going to be an amazing year, guess what? You're right. If you think, oh man, not again, I'm not going to have a good year, guess what? You're right. It's all about how you believe in it. I have a sign behind me, prove them wrong. I love when people tell me I can't do something. My butt's always burning. Prove others wrong. Keep raising the bar in the industry. There's a ton of great free resources out there. If you can't make it to Napa, I totally get it. We have podcasts. Just Google me. We have a podcast out there called Luxury Listing Specialist. It's the same name as my book. We got, for $29, you'll get some great nuggets, whether it be me or somebody else. Just get better. Body in motion stays in motion. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. My coaches in sports used to tell me that. So keep getting better. There's a ton of free content out there. And when you're ready to take that next step, I'd be honored if you considered our services.
Perfect. Well, we'll leave it at that. You guys, everybody out there watching, be safe, take care, and hopefully we'll see you at his event in a couple weeks in Napa.
Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thanks.